What's going on, guys? This is Papi Platano coming here from the It Doesn't Matter podcast, and we have your co-host Strat Fact Huge and the guy that's going to be asking us all the questions, the big host, Dom Young Buck. Boom.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, baby?
It's our first AEW show. We're finally doing it. It's Memorial Day weekend, so you know it's only fitting that we have to do AEW Double or Nothing 2019.
Yeah, I've been bugging you about this for the longest time, too.
Yes. We're not covering the full show. Strap Daddy Huge, why are we not covering the full show?
I'm sorry, what was my name again?
Strap Daddy Huge.
All right, yes, Strap Daddy Huge here. The AEW, as Don mentioned, this is our first time covering an All Elite Wrestling pay-per-view. These pay-per-views are tremendous. There's rarely a bad one. But they're very, very long shows, and sometimes real life just gets in the way, and we decided to focus on the three top matches of the pay-per-view, and they just happen to be the three final matches of the pay-per-view. But we do have a lineup of the previous matches, and maybe we'll give some thoughts on whatever Dom reads out of the card for Double or Nothing 2019.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick glimpse back at the original card right quick, if you remember, and then chime in. The opening match of the show, besides the preliminary show, the Adam Page won the 21-man Casino Battle Royale. And he's going to face the winner of either Chris Jericho or Kenny Omega.
Mm-hmm.
He was wearing the short tights. He was wearing the briefs back then.
Yes.
I don't remember that one, so that was crazy.
That's how he was. Original cowboy.
Yeah.
All right, well, our opening match is a six-man tag team match. We got SCU, Christopher Daniels, Frank Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky, which I don't know where the hell he's at right now.
He's probably recovering from an injury, or maybe he's just in limbo at the moment.
So, maybe he got an injury doing limbo.
Probably.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
Well, they defeated the Strong Heart, Seema, T-Hawk, and El Lindaman.
One of them looked like, when I seen the preview or like the little graphic, it looked like it was Takeshita for a second. I'm like, is that Takeshita under a different name?
Right.
I mean, a lot of wrestlers don't end up with the same name they started off with, so we have to go back and look that up.
Do you remember the Strong Hearts?
No.
Not at all, but Shima, he was those three guys were part of Dragon Gate over in Japan, and they were part of, the early Evolve shows, Dragon Gate USA. I actually attended a lot of them, actually, in like Fall River, I think, Revere, Mass, and in Queens, New York. I didn't know you back then.
Oh, yeah, you did. For the fans that don't know, I moved to Massachusetts around 2009, so 2009, and I came back to Connecticut in 2016.
Yeah, he was a masshole.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they had shows.
Don't stop with me.
Wicked. The musical on Peacock.
We just lost our viewership from Boston.
We never had one.
I mean, it's at the supermarket.
Oh, my goodness. Market basket.
Market basket.
At Star Market, get your oranges for $8 for $1. Yeah, Revere, Massachusetts. Okay, moving on. But yeah, I attended a lot of Dragon Gate USA shows, and you wouldn't believe the amount of talent that was on those Dragon Gate USA shows. I mean, you had some people who did one-off appearances like Bryan Danielson and Claudio Castagnoli. But, the Young Bucks were there. Shima was there. Johnny Gargano was the something gate champion there. And I remember at the 2011 Royal Rumble pay-per-view, there was a sign in the crowd. And I went to that show with Randy, who finally made a real appearance the other night. Hi, Randy. Good to see you.
Yeah, Randy,
again.
you are a real person. Hi, Randall.
Hey, Randy. Okay. And there was a sign in the crowd, and it said it was I think the person meant for it to say defense. It was a D, and like the hashtag, the phone number symbol.
Oh,
that was defense.
Yeah, defense.
Yeah. I thought it meant Dragon Gate because Johnny Gargano just won the Dragon Gate title. I was like, Randy, that's Dragon Gate, and he was like, no, I think it says defense. I was like, huh. You know what? You're probably right. Defense, not Dragon Gate.
Who brings a
But
defense sign to the freaking wrestling event?
I've seen something like that before, but it could either be defense or it can be Dragon Gate.
you know,
all depends how you look at it.
that Royal Rumble is, I mean, probably not, but I did buy it on Blu-ray. So, well, you can get it on the network, of course, but pause it and you'll find it. You can see the defense, or as the Briscoe brothers would say, the D phone number symbol. Anyway, so the opening contest here against SCU, featuring guys from Dragon Gate, a great promotion. I mean, they don't get as much press as New Japan and Noah, but they run a lot of shows, very fast action. They were in Ring of Honor for a little bit, and they always impressed. They always did great stuff. Definitely AEW style. So if they're facing off against SCU, who had more of a, they were good wrestlers as well, but they had a lot of more of that American flavor, that character-based wrestling. Yes. So I'm sure it was a very fun match to open the show.
That's right. All right, next match, we have a women's match, a 4-way match. We have Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, defeating our friend, the trans Nyla Rose, Kylie Ray, and Awesome Kong with Brandy Rhodes.
That's right. Dr. Britt Baker here with a music that wasn't fine-tuned enough yet, or the Titantron wasn't, but she's out here, and she was just a fresh baby face to the crowd. She didn't have a character yet. She didn't develop her personality yet, but hey, that's what things were at the time. And Kylie Ray, she was like the next iteration of Bayley, but she kind of just decided to retire early due to various things, and she would come back. Yeah,
she's back now.
Yeah,
she's in Evolve.
How long is that gonna last?
Really?
Yeah, she's in Evolve. I seen her.
All right.
Didn't she retire twice before this?
Yeah, she quit AEW. Yeah, and then next thing you know, she came back, and
I mean,
I don't know. She was in that Mae Young Classic. Was it Evolution? She was in that show too.
Oh, really?
Awesome Kong was there, so that was great as well. The heater for Brandy Rhodes. Yes, and
my girl.
Who's the fourth? Is that everybody?
With child.
Oh, Nyla Rose.
Yes, Nyla Rose.
Yes, Nyla Rose. The in action figure terms, they call her the peg warmer. It's a real term. Just sitting on the shelf. No one buys that action figure. But I digress, Cole.
Someone really said that?
The peg figure.
Peg warmer. That's an action figure term, guys.
Wow.
Action figure.
Keep seeing a photo of her kissing Thunder Rosa on the boat. Jericho cruise.
Hey,
kiss Thunder Rosa. Sorry.
Stays on the boat. Happens on the boat.
What about Nyla?
Nope.
You don't kiss her?
No. Sorry.
She's related to John. We all be one big family.
She's my cousin. It's trans. Got him. All right. Next match.
I just want chilaquiles.
All right, next match is a tag match. We have the best friends, Chucky T, Chuck Taylor, and Trent Beretta defeating Angelico and Jack Evans.
Man, underrated, man. I think Jack Evans, the way he wrestles, it's almost like that Brazilian
Capoeira.
I think it's called Capoeira. Yeah, that is. It's really innovative. It's really impressive. I don't know if it's because his promo skills weren't there, but definitely could have been a star in AEW. I don't know what the backstage issues were with him, but yeah, he was very impressive. He really should have broke away from Angelico a long time ago. He could have been at least a TNT title holder for at least a mid, but it just never happened, unfortunately. And wherever he's at, I hope he's doing well and continue doing what you're doing, bro, because you were very impressive.
Yeah, Jack Evans, he was part of a faction in Ring of Honor called Generation Next, the next best generation of superstars. And that faction included people like Austin Aries, Alex Shelley, Matt Seidel. Who are we talking about right now? Jack Evans. And Dom's favorite, the Messiah of the Backbreaker, Mr. Roderick Strong.
What a faction. Jeez.
Yeah. A big core unit in the early days of Ring of Honor, and unfortunately, just Jack Evans, he was fantastic, absolutely great in Ring of Honor. But I bet he's probably making more money elsewhere, so he wasn't in ROH that much. but he would make appearances over the years. And I always thought he was a top talent, but maybe he's just one of those guys that doesn't, stick up for himself, and he just, tries to get by on his talent, which he has plenty of. And talk about Angelico, that dude is still around, just collecting a paycheck. But this guy was one of the superstars of Lucha Underground. The top superstar, a guy we'll talk about later on, Pentagon Jr., he would probably be the best well-served former Lucha Underground superstar. But Angelico, he is the man. He's the highlight reel where he did a drop kick from Dario Cueto's office or something from the top
that was him?
of the building. That was Angelico. Yeah.
Jeez.
Man. Did he have a mask on?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but he's still around, slugging along with Serpentico or something. And the Best Friends, they were a hot tag team, and they had a long run in all companies, in Ring of Honor and AEW. Kind of fizzled out. I think they could have done more. Chuck Taylor now being retired, but I love Chuck Taylor. Another guy from Dragon Gate USA.
Oh, man.
He was fantastic.
He
trained Ricochet.
Recently. Yeah.
He is the Kentucky Gentleman. But yeah, I assume would probably be a really fun match as well.
Wrestling that made us.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, those AEW pay-per-views, you'll find some gems, even though you don't expect them from somewhere.
What if WWE bought the Lucha because it's AAA? So what if they bought the library and it becomes part of like Peacock or Netflix or what have you?
That'd be dope.
Wait, with the AAA?
Underground.
Underground?
Yeah, AAA and Lucha Underground. Yeah.
Oof. Lucha Underground is part of AAA?
Yeah, they were related. They were heavily related. I don't know how, but they were united as one.
They asked Chelsea Green, will we see a match with you and Penta one more time? She's like, no.
See, that's so funny because it's that lost season 4 of Lucha Underground that absolutely no one watched. But there was some, like Karrion Kross was on there. Jack Swagger was on there. It's kind of like, what the hell? But at that time, all the cool stuff went away. Dario Cueto died. The character died. Prince Puma was gone. Johnny Mundo, I think he was gone. So it wasn't
Johnny
the same
Mundo was
Lucha Underground
everywhere.
What was my man Ezekiel Jackson's name in the show?
Big Rick.
Big Rick.
One of my favorite scenes. It's just the most ridiculous thing. It's like one of my favorite scenes is just as simple as this. Hernandez of LAX was drinking a Bud Light or a Coors Light in the office. Just like, what product placement? It's like, man, that just made. I can't. Well, not. It's the advertising isn't that effective because I can't remember it. But the Bud Light was cool because Hernandez was drinking it or something.
All right. Well, our next match is a 6-women tag team match. We have Akira Shida, Riho, and Ryo Musanami. However you say her last name. Huh? They defeated Aja Kong, the OG, Emi Sakura,
and
Yuka Sakazaki.
I do miss Emi Sakura. I haven't seen her.
Is she still around?
Time. I haven't been following as much. It's been a little busy with the family.
She's always around if you ask me. Too much.
Is she still AEW, right?
Yeah.
Was she also in NXT UK at some point?
You're probably thinking of Xia Li. Wait, no. Where's she at? That's
TNA. But no, I know where Xia Li's at. But I know Xia Li, but no, I could have sworn.
Yeah, there was a chick there in NXT UK that won the title
in the UK. Yeah, I'm trying to remember her name.
That wasn't Wendy Chu, was it?
No,
Wendy Chu, longest tenure NXT female.
Bleep blorp. NXT can't pronounce WWE's Japanese names.
WWE's trying to steal our product.
Or it's a new gimmick.
Yeah, we.
Right,
it doesn't matter. Podcast makes them, and WWE takes.
Let me see.
Come on, Bubba.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hear you fine.
X videos.
What?
Ooh.
Latina wrestlers. What?
What kind of wrestling?
Oh
my goodness.
Boy.
He's got a loose cable.
We still good? We still good?
I still hear you.
Yeah, I think I moved around too much. I'm trying to see who that female was. NXT UK.
Masa.
I thought it was her. Oh, hold on. I found her. Her name is.
I don't think it's her. It's not her.
I don't think it was
No,
that
not her. Mika Satomura. She was nasty though, but all right.
How nasty.
And buck nasty.
Oh, that was a good
wrong
one.
Asian.
That was a good one. Oh.
All right. John, you know anything about this match? Platino?
No.
No, I'm a blur with this match. I don't remember.
All right, well.
We were probably drinking at that time.
Or it was a bathroom break. It was a 13-minute match.
Domino's guy is here.
Oh, yes, I remember that. Did I get you a soda? Oh, no.
Abel was awake.
Forgot the orange soda, big man. Guess what? I forgot
All
your
right.
tip. Man, he loves wearing that shit.
That's it.
Where's the Texas?
All right, so we're gonna get right into the main card. It's just like a WCW show. The first hour really doesn't matter, but this is the time to watch right here. You can still go back and watch the old stuff, but definitely check out what we're about to talk about right now. Double or Nothing 2019 takes place in Las Vegas. We have Alex Marvez, Excalibur, and good old JR on commentary. Platino, who the hell is Alex Marvez?
I think he's a sports reporter for Fight TV. I don't know if he did anything in ESPN or anything. I should have done my research with him, but he wasn't that bad at announcing. He just didn't seem to fit this crew for some reason. Now he does work for AEW, but he does like more of that backstage interviews, which that's a better role for him. I don't think doing the announcing with JR and Excalibur, they're such big characters and their knowledge of wrestling was so high. It's hard to get into that 3-man booth with them, but still he did his thing. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't that noticeable, but Alex Marvez, you're doing your thing in the backstage role, and you're doing very well, in my opinion.
It's crazy. We seen Tony Schiavone in the crowd. This show right here got Tony Schiavone back into wrestling, so it's pretty cool.
I think this is these 3 matches were the reason why he came back to wrestling. I think it was a little bit of his upbringing from the storytelling, which we're about to talk about with Goldie and Cody, the Bucks and Penta later on. That's more that cruiserweight style that you grew up with WCW, and then the main event, all drama and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Tony Schiavone probably was like, why the fuck I want to be a Starbucks barista? I'm going to come back and make some of this real money. Marvez, you suck.
Stop it.
That's what Tony Schiavone probably
Stop
thinking.
it. You know, Tony's not like that. Maybe.
That's right, JR. All right. Well, our first match that we're going to cover is a brother-to-brother match. Brother against brother match. We have the American Nightmare, Cody, no last name, with his wife, Brandy Rhodes, taking on the Natural, Dustin Rhodes. And this is the match that Cody won on the WWE platform on the grand stage of WrestleMania.
And they should have had it. They should have had this.
Oh, yeah, guys. As we record this today is Wednesday the 22nd. It is Cody's anniversary from the WWE when he got released.
Really?
Today.
Wow.
Yes, as we record this.
Wow.
Pour one out.
Yeah, this one's for you, Cody. But you back in the E, so screw you. I mean,
well, we see Cody coming to the ring with his beautiful wife, Brandy, and we see a chair similar to what Triple H sits on. The throne, the King of Kings throne.
You did notice that, huh?
Yeah, everybody peeped it. And Brandy and Cody, they're peeping the chair. They're checking it out. And then Cody walks to the ring with Brandy. Next thing we see Brandy get on all her knees, get on all fours. And she look under the ring and she grabs that long sledgehammer. She hands it to Cody, excuse me. And Cody marches back up. He looks at it. He takes the chair, or he takes the sledgehammer, and he, wham! The chair blew up like an AEW deathmatch match.
Stop it.
Yeah, and at this time, Cody, he's rocking the weight belt. And the back of the belt, it says Attitude Killer. Cody believes that if he beats his brother, the Attitude Era is dead. DED, dead.
Ooh. I recommend everybody who's listening to go back in and watch the promos leading up to this. This was probably one of the greatest lead ups to any match I've ever seen in AEW. And Cody Rhodes, we haven't even touched the surface of where he was going to be at, and we saw what he said and how he said it. Yeah, WWE missed the boat. They didn't. He literally said it. I had to make myself undeniable. You made me undesirable, but I made myself undeniable. And I'm so proud of you right now, brother.
Yes. All right, so Dustin, it's his time to come out. He stares at the chair and he makes his way to the ring, and here we go. We got brother versus brother. At this time, Dustin Rhodes, he is 50 years old. We have the OG, the ref that will screw you, Earl Hebner. He's the referee for this match. The fans are loving this. Just to stare off right now, the fans are they're chanting for Dusty Rhodes. And then the bell rings, and we start off with Cody getting a little technical, and then he does a little cartwheel and a little Stardust pose, and the fans, they pop for that one. And then typical Dustin, he starts pummeling Cody, and then, Cody takes a breather. He goes outside the ring, and he grabs a bottle of water, takes a sip, gives some to Brandy, and Brandy hits Dustin with the bottle of the water. We get back into the ring. The turnbuckle gets exposed. Dustin throws in the crowd. That's going to get sold on eBay. You're damn right it's going to get sold on eBay. John looked it up. John, how much was that going for on eBay?
$8.99.
Plus shipping and handling.
$500.
For that particular one, it had to been big money right now.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Yeah, but with that exposed turnbuckle, Cody took advantage, and then Dustin's outside the ring. Brandy spears the hell out of Dustin. Dustin is bloody.
Yeah.
Bloody. Like, he had red face paint. You couldn't even see the paint no more. It just, meshed. It just blended right in. It was crazy. Earl Hebner, you get out of here. JR said, oh, what kind of family is this? Looking like the McMahon family. Dysfunctional. That's what it's looking like.
Just thinking that, too.
Yeah, but Brandy, without her own will, she got, DDP threw her over his shoulder, and took her to the back. DDP feeling them cheeks.
No, he did. Stop it. Stop
Yeah,
being.
you could look. It was a little low.
No, he got the right area.
Brandy's got sciatica.
That's it. But that turnbuckle busted the hell out of Dustin, and so much blood.
Yeah.
So much blood. It was to the point after rewatching this, like, okay, a little blood makes the story less good, but that was just too much. That was like a deep sell right there, and
I was just
Earl
thinking,
should at least clean it up a little bit.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but I was also thinking this is like 88, 89, well, 87, 88 Ric Flair in his prime when he was the number one guy and he was just bleeding buckets everywhere. I'm pretty sure around that era. 86, 87, 89, around that.
And this was the first AEW pay-per-view, right? I know. Do you consider All In the first pay-per-view or this right here?
It is part of their history, but just because the label AEW wasn't a part of it, it's technically not AEW, but in a way it is because all their guys. So this would probably be the official first pay-per-view of all time for AEW.
You can put it this way. They didn't have the rights to All In. But they do. Once they bought Ring of Honor, they did. But
Yeah.
So this would be the actual first AEW pay-per-view.
All right. I want to cover that All In.
That one was
Because we get to see Cody and Nick Aldis.
Not the DVD version. It's been edited for time.
That's true.
Like, I mean, I have a copy of the original show, not edited.
You don't see the dicks?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you don't see the dicks. Except when you subscribe to this podcast. Yeah. Yeah, it was edited so I'm sure they took some things out, changed the music, things like that. And probably took out Joey Ryan.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
I still got my Joey Ryan t-shirt, too.
Did you get a picture with him?
I do.
In bed?
No.
Did you do the pose with him?
Nah, but I remember John, what show were we at? The picture where we took with Shane Taylor.
That was
some WrestleMania show.
The Mexican show.
One of them shows.
Yeah, everyone was grabbing his hog.
And then Joey Ryan said, I think, did he fight the King, Jerry Lawler or something like that?
I think so, yeah.
Oh.
Jerry Lawler, grab my dick. And the King, You low blow. No.
Wow. That's been a super show of some kind.
Yeah, it had to been. I don't think I was with that one.
That was a good one. A lot of dicks. Anyways, all right. So at this time, Cody, he's I'm not gonna say he was a heel, but he was getting booed, and the fans wanted Dustin to win because if Dustin lost, he considering retiring after this because this is the dream match right here that they wanted. Dustin's 50 years old at this time. Cody, what, 31, 32 years old?
Probably 33.
He's young.
Yeah, he was young. But Dustin, bloody and all, hit the big power slam. Cody eventually put Dustin in the figure 4. Dustin reversed it, and when he reversed it, you see the blood just dripping down from Dustin's face. Kind of gave me that Stone Cold vibes right there.
Yep.
And then we get to the point where Cody takes the weight belt off, the Attitude Killer belt off, and then you just see him like unloosen his trunks. Never noticed it beforehand, but he unloosened his trunks. You see the drawstrings. Dustin counters, hit him with a backbreaker, and Cody, for some reason, climbed the lowest rope. And then Dustin exposed that ass and took the belt and just wham. One good time. Like, oh, gotta be a Dusty thing.
Yeah.
Gotta be. Cody ain't doing that now.
Yeah.
Show the American cheeks.
That's America's ass.
Yep, so Dustin whips him with the belt. Then he hits him with the Texas Destroyer. And then Cody kicks out. Then Dustin kicks out of the Crossroads. It was a good match. It was a good back and forth match right here. It was a good storytelling at its best right here. But then Cody hits the Vertebreaker. He protected the hell out of his brother. I'm not sure how you noticed it, but he protected the hell out of him.
I had to go back real quick. I'm like, did he? Ooh, yeah, it was. Yeah, it was perfectly timed.
Yeah, because if he was like a little lower, it could have been bad. But yeah, he definitely protected him. But then Cody with the Crossroads for the win. And yes, this match right here, 5-star match, must-watch match. I'm glad you chose this show because I definitely wanted to talk about this match. This match was all gas, no brakes.
Yes.
Like John's tires. But but yeah, this was a good-ass match. They replayed. They showed all the highlights of the match. And then Cody walks back into the ring, and Dustin's all scared. He backs into the corner. Cody asks for the microphone. Then Cody, Cody being Cody, you don't get to retire here.
Yep.
Because I have to ask you for a favor. And that he put his name on a piece of paper that him and a partner of his choosing is going to take on the Young Bucks at AEW Fight Forever next month. Or
Fight for the Fallen.
Fight for the Fallen. And yeah, but he said to Dustin that I don't need a partner. I don't need a friend. All I need is my older brother. And then Cody, he's crying. And then they hug it out, and the fans loved it. They loved that moment. And I wish it would have made it much perfect, that angle right there when they hugged it out. They would have did the like the Okada camera angle. Just zoom out. That should have been dope. That would have been perfect.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect. But first big show. It was all good. I enjoyed it. The fans are chanting Dusty, and they walk to the back together. Everyone's crying. JR's crying. Marvez looked like.
Yeah, even Caliber, he was like, damn it, my mask.
I thought he was checking for that steel plate, like El Gran Combo, whatever his name is. El Americano.
El Grande.
Bugles.
Nachos Belgrande. Yeah, him. So
I'm not going to lie. That I got emotional with that. Oh,
yeah, we all did watching it for the first time. So
all three of us, we have we have family. We have I'm the oldest out of my siblings. I don't know if you guys are, but that one right there, it got me because regardless of whatever me and my brother have ever gone through, if he ever needed me, and he said, "Hey, I don't really have friends or my partner's not around, but I just need my brother." It's like, yeah, I'm there, bro. I'm there for you, bro. And no matter where we go in life and what we do, if you need your brother, I'm here for you. So
that's it.
Go back a little bit. Sorry. Got me.
So, guys, what are your thoughts on this match right here?
Like I said, beautiful, beautiful story. You said it perfectly. It was a great blend of up and down storytelling. Cody really trying to do his best to truly end the Attitude Era, which I get it. When you're trying to pursue your career and you try to move forward, you want to pay respects to the past, but also let them know that you need to let us by because we're not going to proceed if you continue staying over here. So it was perfect. It really was perfect. The blood, maybe it was too much. I mean, you can't stop a gusher when it's going, but very emotional. Everything made sense. A couple maybe spots could have not been needed, but everything was just to the T. It was perfect, in my opinion. Especially for AEW's first main show. Like, you needed this to keep the crowd going. What you think, John?
One thing I've noticed is in the beginning of the match, the hype video, the training video showing Cody working out with someone, working out with MJF. He was playing the role of.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, I was like, hey, it's MJF.
Nobody knew who it was at the time.
Yeah,
they knew. I think Cody saw everything that we see, but we'll talk more about MJF later.
MJF and getting knocked against the wall by Samoa Joe during the NXT Championship days. Wrestling history fun. Even I have no memory of watching this pay-per-view back then, but I know I did watch it, so there's that. But this match right here, even though Cody's gone from AEW, but this match right here, I mean, it's such one of the most legendary matches in AEW history, and they have had plenty of legendary and memorable matches, but this would be the first one, and it was just the right thing for the right show, the right guys to to do it. And it was nice that Cody had to take a little bit of the heel role in to do this storyline. If this is something he came up with for WrestleMania, then he's probably already thought about it for his entire life. And him taking digs as being the preferred son and being the better wrestler and all that stuff, versus the long tenure and legacy of Dustin Rhodes. They had a tremendous story going into it, and I mean, this one I did not cry for. I didn't get emotional for that, and I'm not sure how real those Excalibur tears were, but hey, it was a match that meant something, and that's something that's pretty hard to find a lot of the time. Like, why am I watching this? Oh, they're very athletic and they're doing a lot of great moves, but where's the story? Where's the feeling? Like, why do we care? And it's like, this match, they made you care. And like I said, it will go down, and it is one of the best matches, most memorable matches and moments in AEW history, and absolutely worth checking out. And I'm glad, we decided to focus on 3 main matches, and I'm glad this was the first one of the 3, because it set a great tone for the rest of the other 2 matches.
That's right, JR. That's right.
Thanks, Marvez.
All right, so after this we get the unveiling of the brand new AEW Championship, and we see the Hitman Bret Hart come out, and he was struggling to get that belt out that bag, but he finally got it, and what a beautiful belt. Still to this day, a beautiful belt. I like that belt. That's a real World Heavyweight Championship belt right there. That's how it should look. The bigger the better. Was this the only time the Hitman appeared on AEW? I know
I want to say he'd appeared maybe one more time, and then
not for the original Owen, right?
No, he wasn't there for the Owen. I think he made an appearance on Dynamite for something, maybe for their first show. But other than that, I think WWE was like, "That's our star. You can't use him, jerks."
No, but this is another memorable moment from the first pay-per-view. Another gotcha at WWE. So we have the Hitman Bret Hart representing. It's a very beautiful belt. It's a nice championship. Putting it over. So yeah, it was a good moment for the Hitman to come out, and always good to see him, of course.
I didn't like that knockoff Hitman music though.
Well,
not a fan of that.
I don't like his updated WWE version, but you have to differentiate that versus him being the actual excellence of execution in his heyday.
Yeah, that too. All right. Well, our next match is for the AAA Tag Team Championship. We have the Bucks of Youth, Matt and Nick Jackson, your tag team champions, taking on the Lucha Bros of Pentagon and Rey Fenix. First of all, I don't recall the Young Bucks theme song. Did they edit this? That wasn't what they had.
No, this is what they had at the time. They didn't have that Young Bucks music just yet.
Well,
weren't they using the Being Elite?
Nope,
music?
Not yet. They could, but Super Kick Party. That's it.
Well, the Super Kick Party. That wasn't it though. Super Kick Party. It wasn't that either.
They didn't use that one at that time.
I don't know what they would be using. They're not using Mbop.
No.
So,
right.
I mean, that's a fair assessment. Like I said, I don't recall, I don't remember, but and that's a good thing and a bad thing. I mean, like for a fan watching old ECW on the Peacock now, they're probably wondering what the hell's the hype. The guy's just coming out, but it's like, nah, man. If you watched it when it came out, they had the hottest songs of the time, and it just made a difference.
Probably one of the greatest entrances you'll ever see. As much as Stone Cold's Breaking Glass and his music, that Enter the Sandman in the ECW arena, I wish we were old enough to experience that or have that scene right now. That is still probably the most impressive entrance of all time, in my opinion. Even more so than Road Warrior Pop.
I mean, for a time, fortunately for me, I saw Ring of Honor enough for that for 2 years where they still used real music, and then they started transitioning to approved music, which really cut the energy. Like Bryan Danielson, obviously on the Final Countdown, and the covers and versions that they came up with were just like, it just
That's
takes
funny because it's funny because I remember asking you when the Ring of Honor app came out. I'm like, is something wrong with my TV? Why the hell is shit mute?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I fast forward, like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
copyrighted.
Everyone had music, it's hard to tell you what the impact was, but that's, if you can only imagine, it just made them bigger superstars, than coming out to something very unknown, very generic. But for you, Dom, I don't know what they would come out to. To me, this is the theme music, and I didn't notice anything different, but
all right. Well, that's me just overly analyzing. But they did come out with the Elvis jumpsuit since they in Las Vegas.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And question for you guys. Do you guys still think the Young Bucks are the greatest tag teams right now?
Right now?
Right now.
They're still the longest tenured tag team, so they don't wrestle as much. Not that they need to, but oof.
I mean,
the Hardys, they're still doing their rounds right now, right?
Yeah. I watched the A&E biography of the Steiner brothers, and trying to explain away why Scott Steiner turned heel on his brother. They're like, we accomplished everything that we could as a tag team. There's nothing else for them to do. They won all the titles many times, and they didn't have anyone else to feud with, so they just had to go single. And it's kind of like, you're not wrong.
No,
you're not wrong. If you have no one else to wrestle, then go your own ways and do that deal. How long can you be a tag team for? It's like, no one knows.
Well, I'm glad Rey Fenix is in the E right now, so you could definitely build that luchador tag team right there. So
I highly respect Phoenix.
I don't see them being tag teams anymore. I think they are like they even said in the show, they have more matches as singles than they do as a tag team. And not for nothing, their wrestling shows that they are more singles than tag team. And you really want to hinder Penta Jr. as a tag team? That guy's got hella charisma, and to hold him to a tag team,
I think
no, for me.
I think they're like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. You can always go back to them as a tag team, no matter what they do to each other. Fight forever. That you can always bring them back as a tag team, kind of like DIY, Gargano and Ciampa. It's like,
Yeah,
come on.
yeah.
If you watch NXT, you're like, why are these guys together? But
Yeah.
same thing with Penta and Phoenix in WWE. It's like they can go to them as a tag team at any time. It'll be fine. But yeah, it was just fun watching these guys come out as they are. And like I said, I highly respect Phoenix because he is a great singles wrestler. And this was an amazing tag team match. And to, answer your question, Dom, I already thought this would come up. It's like name a better tag team. It's like, well, you can tell me the Street Profits. Are you kidding me? Like, no. It's like,
I wouldn't mind seeing them fight though.
Huh?
The Bucks versus
Penta and I thought you meant Penta and
No, you asked who's the greatest tag team right now, and the answer is the Young Bucks. And you can put your own hey, who would you tell me to compete against them?
FTR.
No. I mean, they're great, but I'd rather watch the Young Bucks because they can do all styles, and I think FTR is kind of they have their style, which is also great, but it's not the same. But you can imagine a WWE loyalist, mentioning the Street Profits, and I'm like, that's who I came up with. I was like, no, so
the Outrunners.
Oh, please.
The problem with WWE, they do not cater to the tag teams. They're more of a singles based promotion. AEW does cater to the tag teams, and they want to keep the division going. There was a time that yes, the division wasn't featured as much, but it's like a little circle. You feature the main. Sometimes the tag team is the main, and then Tony Storm. Oh God, I have to change the upholstery on these pants. On the seats. She's gold. Man, that girl is gold. But we're not talking about her right now. So yeah, I gotta agree with you on that, John. It seems like the Young Bucks, no matter what you do with them, what you say, these guys can't do this, these guys can't do that. All right. They do it quietly. They do it with self-awareness, like, oh, you think we can't have a luchador type of match? All right, here we go. We're gonna give you a luchador match. You think we can't do a Jeff Hardy, Edge and Christian ladder match? All right, here we go. We can do every single type of match you put on us, and we're self-aware that we know we're pissing you off, but we're gonna continue doing what Bucks do, and that's be the greatest of all time. So, yeah.
All right. Well, this match right here, you want to talk about a fast-paced match? If you want a car crash,
get your popcorn ready.
Actually,
put it down.
Your popcorn. This match had everything. Two of the greatest tag teams in AEW, and it was a hell of a match. A lot of false finishes, a lot of super kicks, a lot of Canadian destroyers or Mexican destroyers, whatever you want to call them. But it was a good ass match. It's definitely a must-watch match. I definitely enjoyed it. I think it was Nick Jackson or Matt Jackson, the dark hair one, Matt Jackson,
yep,
and
Matt.
who was it? Phoenix. He did like that corkscrew brain bust off the top rope.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh my Lord. Onto the turnbuckle.
Shades of Jericho.
Jesus, man.
There are quite a few moments when you're just like, you're watching the match, you're entertained, you're like, oh, this is good, I'm having a good time. And Phoenix, I think twice in the match, he pulled out something, you're just like, Jesus Christ. So twice. That was one of them, There's another one later, he's doing that rope, jump in the rope trick thing.
I love that thing.
Oh, goodness.
That's good.
Has he pulled that off in WWE yet?
That's the thing. It's kind of like with these guys, this is, again, this is like the first AEW pay-per-view, so it's a little special, it's a little different. But then you see, eventually a couple years later, you get the run-of-the-mill collision matches, rampage matches, dynamite matches. You're like, why don't they do this all the time? It's like, they can, but you got to save the good stuff for the big shows. You can't do it every time. So, but
yeah, so this is definitely a must-watch match. But the Bucks of Youth, the Young Bucks, they got the win with the Meltzer driver.
Yeah, was that the new move? Was that still new at the time? Because they're like, oh, they're going to debut a new finisher or something tonight. And I was like, what?
Didn't they been doing that?
It's 2019. I don't know. It's like, was it still new to some people? Maybe.
I know they did the same move that the Motor City Machine Guns used to use on them to beat them in a bunch of tag team matches. They paid tribute to a lot of tag teams, and again, the Bucks, self-aware, paying respects to the past. They are They remind me so much of the Hardys, but at the same time as like the Rock and Roll Express. They can just do just about anything, and
Bucks beat them too.
if they really wanted to sell, I think they can sell. I think it's just the WWE and the AEW style is completely different from the WWE style. It's like you said, John. They have that Dragon Gate. It's just go, 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 and WWE is like slow it down, slow it down.
Tell more of a story. It's like, well, Matt Jackson, he had that, part of the story of the match, is like, is that the Young Bucks didn't have it. They created little storylines for all these matches, I think.
Yep.
And, the Young Bucks don't have it. They had to take layoffs because Matt Jackson had an injured back, and the Lucha Brothers were continually wrestling. They're not, I wouldn't say fresh, but they're just ready.
They were more cohesive.
Yeah, they've been working, so they know what's going on. Versus the Young Bucks, and they showed in some of those training videos like, we're not on the same page. Oh, he tripped getting to the ring. Oh, he slipped on the top rope, or they didn't do their double drop kicks at the same time. It's like they really, put some thought and effort into the brief storylines they could, which were all probably shown on social media, and because they didn't have TV at that time. So that was the hype for the match, and Pentagon looking like $1 million, and he did that thing that I have missed for a while. It's like, what is the first thing you think of when you see Penta? Puto Cero. Yeah, he does a Cero Miedo, but he doesn't do the Puto. That's my Pentagon.
You're not getting that on WWE right now.
And just, he does this. He's also done this a lot. Taking the glove off and he throws it to referee Rick Knox. It was just working, and it's like, Pentagon has more charisma in his finger than most people have in their entire body, their whole life, and that's why he was the superstar of Lucha Underground. And I'm so glad he's on the main roster now. It's great. And Phoenix is having.
I love the music too.
It's not bad.
No,
I don't think it's great, but I don't think it's bad.
I do for what WWE's probably got planned for him. He still hasn't unveiled the dark side yet. Which would probably, they got to save that.
Still, one of the greatest matches I've seen of Penta was him, Ray Phoenix, and Austin Aries in TNA for, I think it was for
TNA
Austin
title.
Aries. Austin Aries was like the belt collector at the time.
Yep.
That was a classic match.
I remember you showing me that one. I was like,
my God.
Jesus.
That was good.
Penta is tremendous. And we're, like I said, again, just glad he's getting his just desserts now.
Yes.
And Phoenix is having a little bit of a harder time getting over in the WWE right now, but he'll get there. I just think he hasn't had the best opponents to shine, but he'll get there.
Yeah. And John, I mean to interrupt you real quick, but it was Chris Jericho debuting a new move that night, not the Young Bucks.
Oh, he didn't use the Judas effect just yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I know. Well, I'm gonna break the fourth wall here. Someone watched the match and someone didn't.
I watched it.
Sure.
I watched it. I did in 2019.
Yeah.
But
maybe Marvez's notes got mixed up. He's like, "Oh shit, I was supposed to say this about Jericho."
Yep.
All right, but our next match is for the inaugural AEW World Heavyweight Championship. We have the bout guy. We have
Not
the
for the
Omega.
belt, brother. It's for the number one contendership.
Number one contendership?
Yeah, brother. So you be the guy going against the other guy.
I thought it was for the title.
Nope.
Yeah, I was very confused because there's no belt. They had the belt.
It is true.
But then Jericho
it wasn't on the line yet.
Wait a minute, hold on. Fast forward, we already know Jericho won. But what? So what was it? What's the next pay-per-view? Fighter Fest or Fight for the Fallen, whatever?
It would be Fight for the Fallen, but that was not that was like more of a YouTube TV pay-per-view thing. The next pay-per-view would be, it was just before Dynamite. Oh, jeez. I'm going crazy now.
Cheese and
I
crackers.
thought that shit was
It'll be All Out.
Oh,
I'm double checking right now.
I think he won the belt at All
I'm looking
Out.
right now. I really thought it was for the title.
Nope. So the winner of this goes against Hangman Page for the inaugural AEW World Championship at All Out.
College cuties. Oh, wrong side.
All right, yeah. A week after Double or Nothing, the inaugural AEW World Championship between Jericho and Adam Page was confirmed for All Out.
Oh, wow.
I paid attention.
All right.
Yep, my ADD
Adam.
didn't kick in yet.
Okay. All right.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess so.
Of
There you go.
course.
Yeah, well, that made
All right,
sense because I was like, "Where's the damn belt?" No,
And for all that, they should have put Cody and Dustin for the main event.
I mean, the crowd was kind of dead for this. Honestly, they were kind of quiet because they just saw an incredible match. So
twice,
yeah, and they see
all
Bret
night.
Hart.
Yeah.
All right. Well, our next match, we already spoiled it for you guys.
Oops.
It's the bout guy, Kenny Omega,
The bout guy.
on
the best bout machine.
Best bout machine.
Jesus. What are you, Michael Buffer in WCW? And here he comes, the Bout Man.
Taking on Chris Jericho, the pain
by
maker.
the word.
Yeah, Jericho had a unique entrance here. He did the old Sting thing. You know,
they had the multiple Jerichos.
Came out
the evolution of Jericho. It's pretty cool.
I don't remember that part. You know, it came out. There's someone.
I remember that.
Oh, okay, someone was Lionheart. Someone was the list of Jericho. So this was out of order. Someone made the list of Jericho, and someone was Light Up Jacket. Was that him? No, it wasn't. And
that
then
was him.
It was somebody else.
He came out as the
Like
Painmaker.
Sting.
Yeah.
Was it that full on Painmaker with? Oh, he didn't have the spikes and the paint yet.
No,
I think he added that afterwards.
Because he faced Kenny Omega, what, 2018 Wrestle Kingdom, 2017?
I was about to ask you that.
Yes, he did.
Right now.
Because he turned into the Painmaker
rematch.
to face
Kenny.
Okada, or
was it Kenny? Or was it Naito? I think it was Naito
first. Yep.
I don't know.
All right, well, they're revisiting the rivalry right here, and this is your main event right here. And I thought it was a good match, but yes, the crowd was kind of dead for it because the last two matches was phenomenal.
Yeah.
This was definitely a good showing. You got the guy, you got the WWE guy, you had the household name, you had Chris Jericho, and you had I don't want to say indie, but at the time he was like the top
unsigned talent.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Basically, yeah.
He said in the promo. Chris said in the promo, "I need to win this. I'm the mainstream guy. I'm the guy that WWE. WC. Anything else?
Easy for him to say.
The AEW needs to put the belt on so they can get some name recognition. Kenny Omega is a great wrestler, but he's not me.
And you know what?
It was perfect.
He's absolutely right. That him having that title, it was good for business.
Yeah,
because you have the household name. Everybody knows Chris Jericho. Everybody knows him, so that's the right thing to do.
I mean,
and basically, fuck you, Vince. This is what I'm doing right now. This is my show right now.
It's unfortunate because that's real life. I mean, if someone's at the time off the street, you'd be like, "Oh, there's a new wrestling company. Oh yeah, who won? Who's their champion?" And if you said Kenny Omega, like, who the hell is that? And honestly, that's what a lot of people do. And it annoys the hell out of me in real life. People are like, who's good nowadays? And you tell them any name, and they're like, "Oh, I don't know who that is." I'm like, "Well, dumbass, you said you didn't watch, so what the hell do you know?" "Oh, I know.
I remember
The Rock or Stone Cold or Hogan."
Stone
Good.
Cold Hogan. Like,
everybody knows that name. Do you know Jacob Fatu? Whatever he does. Yeah, so I mean, there's two sides to it. I mean, if Kenny Omega won, it's kind of like, who's that? Oh, that's a nobody.
Yeah.
But if Chris Jericho wins, it's like, oh well, I know that name. Oh well, those other guys must not be good if Chris Jericho is their champion. So there's two sides to it. So was it the right move? I'm like, well, it worked. He did a great job as Le Champion. And Chris Jericho. I mean, comparing this Chris Jericho to the Chris Jericho of like now. It's like two totally different things. Like Jericho still had it back then, and he was still killing it, and he did kill it as the Le Champion. But now it's just kind of like, now he's got that X-Pac go away heat, man. It's like, I think it's time.
I don't know why, because my man, he keep reinventing himself. He's doing the damn thing.
Well, I'm not into the learning tree, so
yeah, that's kind of corny.
I know why he did it, but. Yeah,
it makes sense because he's trying to build these guys up so they can branch out.
That was actually that was actually my question at the exclusive Wrestling Observer Q&A in Las Vegas during WrestleMania weekend this year, because it has yet to be released and might not ever be released. But I had a question. I had two questions, and one of them was, I forget exactly how I phrased it, but it was something to the effect of like what happened. And the Chris Jericho and Kylie Ray had some controversy there with each other, and like what happened with that, because the story kind of just disappeared. I think I phrased it as the impetus for the learning tree and him turning heel was rumors about him having a problem with Kylie Ray, and good old Uncle Dave Meltzer said nothing was ever proven, nothing ever came out, therefore that's it. Like he does not think that had anything to do with him turning heel. I'm like, whether something real happened or not, whether they actually found something or not, that was him getting booed out of the building by fans is why he turned heel. So yes, Uncle Dave, it did have something to do with Jericho turning heel, because he was a face at that time with Sammy Guevara, but before that, Kenny Omega, before the diverticulitis, so correction on you.
Yeah, when that story came out, you can hear the fans just turn so fast. It's like, you gotta
fickle.
I get it. Everybody wants to get ahead of every story right away, but you need to listen to both sides of everything, because you gotta. They always say whatever the story is, it's usually in the middle. You just gotta listen to both sides, but sometimes the story really is one way. So
seriously, guys, you know what we should do later on this year when Jericho's birthday comes out in November?
Do the best of 2002.
That'd be nice.
No, we should do his 2019 and 2020 run.
Ooh, when he had the strap, when he was Le Champion.
From when he debuted in AEW to till he lost the title.
That's actually a good year. A really good run. It's tough.
Flip.
I do feel bad for him just because COVID really just detoured everything that probably could have been for AEW, but it might have saved them too, to be honest. I hate to say it.
Every week. You definitely tuned in every week. Gave y'all something to do. Gave me something to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could start a podcast during COVID. We'd have been successful.
Who's gonna pick us up?
We're successful now.
Yeah, we're talking about.
We'd have been.
We have 312 subscribers on YouTube.
319 now, fool.
All right.
319. There you go.
Oh man!
All right. Well,
everything counts. Slow burn.
Back to this Kenny and Jericho match. It was a good match. Good technical style match. Both guys hitting all their signature spots. At one point, I thought Kenny was going to tap out when Jericho had him in the walls of Jericho, and then basically he put that knee into that back to that lion tamer, but Kenny wasn't tapping out. And long story short, John said that somebody's going to debut a new move, which it was Jericho, and that new move was that spinning back elbow. And we was like, what the hell? I remember me and you watching it, like, what the hell is this damn spinning back elbow? And it knocked Kenny out.
Yep.
It knocked him out.
It was perfect just because he had the broken nose or whatever happened. It made even more sense now. So his breathing is a little bit off. He's getting a little quick whack to the head. So he's going to be KO'd literally. And it was a good debut. I don't know if that blow to the nose was supposed to happen, but it made the finisher more effective, in my opinion. And it was the right move, in my opinion, as well, to have Jericho win.
I had to rewind it because I'm like, that was a finish? Like,
yeah,
it was, I'm like, clean? You know what's funny? I said this into the Google Assistant, now AI, Gemini, or whatever the hell it's called. I said, did Chris Jericho really beat Kenny Omega clean at Double or Nothing 2019? And the AI said, no, he did not beat him clean. I was like, wait, what? So I went through the article of some review, and I was like, yeah, I was right. He won clean. What the hell is wrong with that AI? It's wrong. AI is not the future. But yeah, like I rewound it, and I was like, okay, well, he hit. Well, basically, I mean, Kenny had the big busted nose. I mean, that was a shoot, but it played into the finish, and Jericho landed 3 moves. The final one being that Judas effect, and it's like, well, that was clean. And it's like no shenanigans. It's kind of like, ugh, what the fuck? That's not cool. Kenny shouldn't go down like that. And then I forgot, like, did Kenny beat him at the Tokyo Dome? Like,
yep.
Yeah, okay. So they're
He
just
did.
exchanging wins here. So that's all right in this case. Not fit. Well, it is 50-50 now, but I'm sure they'd have a rubber match eventually.
With the
But
strap.
Well, are you kind of glad that this wasn't for the title? The reason why I say that because we get the debut of Jon Moxley after the match. He comes through the crowd. He takes out Jericho with the. It wasn't Dirty Deeds, right? Was it
No,
Dirty Deeds?
it was just a DDT.
the paradigm
It wasn't
shift.
the Death Rider. Yeah, it wasn't that yet, but it was just.
Yep. Takes him out. Takes the ref out. Takes Kenny out. Or Kenny's about to take Kenny out, but Kenny stopped him. Then they fight up the ramp and they go on the top of the stack of chips.
Yeah.
Not Lay's, but the casino chips. Then you hit him with that move right there. Boom. And basically that sets up Kenny and Moxley for the next show.
Yep.
I mean,
all out, yeah.
Moxley, man, he is Mr. AEW, and he was obviously a different kind of person at this time, and he didn't even enter the G1 yet. I think he made some promos, and he knew he was definitely going there, but the G1 didn't happen yet, and he was just Jon Moxley, fresh out of WWE. And great, the fans are all hype and lit for it, and it was cool that he went after Jericho, but then he wasn't a true babyface. He went right after Kenny Omega, and Kenny Omega was like not having it, so they fought all the way to those poker chips, and Kenny got laid out, and big buzz to end the show. It's like, Jon Moxley debuted for AEW. He hates Vince McMahon. And he's gonna write a great book about it too. But the match itself, I mean, it was very well done. Like I said, I was a little taken aback by the finishing sequence, but ultimately, you can't go wrong with a clean pin. And as the final match and the three matches that we went more in depth with, just fantastic, and very happy that we're given the opportunity to review this show. Good choice, Platino.
Thank you.
So the three matches that we cover, your boy Dave Meltzer, he gave Cody and Dustin 5 stars. He gave Ray Phoenix and Penta versus the Young Bucks 4.7, and Kenny and Jericho a 4.2.
Wow. It wasn't in the Tokyo Dome. It would have been 7.6.
So, yeah, it was a good show. I definitely enjoyed it. It was their first inaugural, show right there, and they definitely, had me hooked.
As a inside question, not really, but it's like, what'd you think about doing shows like this where we're not covering the entire show, but we can focus on the major matchups instead of just like, hey, like a WCW show. It's like, do we really need to watch Jerry Flynn and Brian Pillman go on? It's like, not really. I mean, something interesting might happen, but as we've determined, not really.
Yeah.
So if we're really interested in I'm using like Super Brawl in 1995 for an example. For some reason, you have Hogan and Vader, you got Sting and I don't know, Ming, you got Macho and the Shark. It's like, well, those are the main events. I don't really need to see Dave Sullivan versus Bunkhouse Buck. We don't need to waste time covering that. So what do you think about hand selecting almost, like where what part of matches that we covered during a specific show?
I'm fine with that. I'm actually looking at that Super Bowl 5 card right now. Just good to see. And we'll see how y'all feel about, we're not going to cover Super Bowl 5, but, I'm
go ahead.
The card right
line.
quick.
I like doing Dom doing the lineup.
Alex Wright versus Paul Roma.
Nope.
You're opening match.
Nope.
Well, actually,
wait, I don't really remember Paul Roma, so I might want to go back.
He's
to that.
pretty. I think this is the match where he did not sell for Alex.
Yeah,
right?
He didn't want to sell for Alex Wright.
So that's why it's interesting.
That's what got him fired. Yeah.
Oh,
all right, then you got Jim Duggan defeating Bunkhouse Buck.
Go get out of here.
Kevin Sullivan versus Dave Sullivan.
Get out of here more.
Really dumb.
See, I would tune into this next match. It's for the tag titles. Harlem Heat taking on the Nasty Boys.
Yes, I will watch that.
Is this the match? No, it's not the match I'm talking about. The Blacktop Bully taking on Dustin Rhodes. That's not the one.
Oh, that's
not
Uncensored you're thinking about.
If you want to see Goldust
Yeah.
versus Demolition Smash.
Yeah. Sting and Randy Savage taking on Avalanche and Big Bubba Rogers.
Oh, I love the Stinger.
Almost tough.
Yeah. And then your main event, Hogan versus Vader for the title.
Come on, brother. You don't got to work that stiff. We're in the main
So yeah,
event.
something like that. We would have to just pick. All right, we're gonna start from like match 7, 8, 9, 10, and do it from now. I'm fine with that.
Because they're 3-hour shows, and it's like, well, if I could just skip over, like, I'm not, And what we did, we just covered. You could read about it.
Yeah,
I think it's all right.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
And
Paul
for
Roman
our viewers, you can keep your attention span a little bit long.
Paul Roman was scheduled to lose that match, but he kicked out a Rice pinfall.
Oh my god!
Let them get fired in the following month.
I might just have to sit down and just watch that for the chaos.
maybe he's a true American and hated. Actually, I was gonna say he's from Russia. He's from Germany. Never mind. No, but even when I turned on this show, and the thing said, I knew it was a 4-hour show, not a 3-hour show, a 4-hour plus anyway. And I'm tuning into like, okay, I only got 3 matches. And I'm like, why are 3 matches 2 hours? That's what it seemed like anyway. Maybe I had my timing off, but it's like
we didn't really talk about the whole presentation with Bret and everybody, but you can see the glimpses of MJF in he really was that guy at that time and still is to this day. Such a young star, like they said, and the promos already has it on lock. And oh my god, if everybody wants to review MJF down the road, see his progress from there, and then when he's finally done and hangs up the boots, which I hope he never does, he truly was the next generational superstar of our era. So I think I've said in plenty of other interviews before or shows that he might be our Ric Flair of our generation. And that's high praise no matter where you go. Does he need all the title wins and losses? No, but he will be a featured guy, and anytime he's on the show, you're sitting down and tuning in. My opinion.
Boo.
That's right. Platinum, good choice right here, buddy.
You're welcome, bud. I've been fiending for this one.
No, not the WrestleMania theme.
Oh, jeez.
Here comes Travis Scott.
Oh, jeez.
Fiend.
Classic. All right. Well, don't have nothing lined up yet for next week, but June is approaching, and we're going to come in with some heat. We got Money in the Bank approaching soon. John Cena's last Money in the Bank match. Maybe we'll cover one of John Cena's greatest Money in the Bank matches. We haven't covered it yet.
And that's what's up.
I know last year we did ECW One Night Stand, 2005. Always do 06.
I don't know.
Let's see what I come up with, and we're gonna make it happen.
Some special episodes for all of us to enjoy coming soon.
That's it. All right, Platinum, shut us down.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening and tuning in to us. This is Bobby Platino. We have Strat Facts John Lee, and we have the hosts of the show, Notorious DOM Dom. Please like, share, and subscribe our episodes. We'll be with you every single week to entertain, make you laugh, and maybe teach you a few things or two. This is the It Doesn't Matter podcast, and we will see you next week.
Boom!